Hello all of you. Today we shall be discussing size exclusion chromatography. In this chromatographic techniques, you are supposed to study introduction, principle, theory and application in polymer chemistry. I shall divide this whole syllabus into 3 sessions. So the first session will be about introduction and principle of size exclusion chromatographic process. Session 2 will be about theory and materials for size exclusion process. And in session 3, we shall be discussing application in polymer chemistry. We shall now begin with session 1. In this, as I told you earlier, we are going to cover introduction, types, and principle of size exclusion process. We have different criteria for separation, right? In ion exchange chromatography, we see that the size of the ion matters and the size of the hydrated ion matters. We know that this hydrated ion will be larger in size when you have a smaller cation. Depending upon that, you're going to have separation. That is in ion exchange chromatography. In size exclusion chromatography or gel chromatography, we are going to see separation based on sizes. Okay, there are separation based on sizes. So size exclusion chromatography is also called as gel filtration or exclusion chromatography. What is the principle behind this? Smaller particles are going to move fast and the larger ones are going to move slow. That will create a differential migration front. Okay. So they're going to move fast, but what is going to elute out, that we shall see later. Speciality of this size exclusion chromatography. It is very mild in comparison to other techniques of chromatography, wherein you're going to have some binding and then you're going to break those bonds reversibly in order to get your compound of interest. But here no such thing is going to happen because they're going to separate only based on size. So molecules do not bind to the chromatography resin, which means that buffer composition does not directly affect resolution. Okay. Consequently, a significant advantage of size exclusion chromatography is that conditions can be varied to suit the type of sample or the requirements for further purification, analysis or storage without altering separation. What are the different types of gel permeation chromatography? There are 2 types. Okay. Gel permeation chromatography and gel filtration chromatography. So what happens in gel permeation chromatography? We are going to use aqueous solvents in gel permeation. Whereas in gel filtration chromatography, we are going to use non-aqueous solvents. Those are the 2 major types. We can even have ion exclusion and retardation, a process of separating materials in solution by means of an ion exchange resin that excludes highly ionized particles and takes away slightly ionized particles or particles not ionized. So you're going to have separation based on that. So that is ion exclusion or retardation. We have inorganic molecular sieves. Okay. We know the normal regular sieving mechanism which we use in our homes when we sieve the floor. right? ಜರಡಿ ಹಿಡಿಯೋದು ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅದು. So inorganic molecular sieves, these are porous solids. They are synthetic or natural zeolites. They separate the particles of molecular dimensions. Zeolites are hydrated metal aluminosilicate compounds with well-defined crystalline structures. And molecular sieves are used for drying gases and liquids and for separating molecules on the basis of their sizes and shapes. When two molecules are equally small and can enter the pore, separation based on polarity. We shall see this later. We shall see this, okay? So usually, gel permeation chromatography is classified into two broad types, gel permeation and gel filtration chromatographic technique. Gel permeation involves aqueous solvents, whereas gel filtration involves non-aqueous solvents. We can have an ion exclusion or ion retardation method, and we can usually use inorganic molecular sieves in this. Coming to the principle of size exclusion process, by now you have got a rough idea that your molecules of interest are going to get separated based on sizes. What happens in this process is very important. Let us go through this slide to understand better. Size exclusion chromatographic resins, they contain porous matrix, which are spherical in nature. Okay, we call them heteroporous cross-linked beads. They lack reactivity and adsorptive properties. They are not going to react, nor they are going to get adsorbed. They are going to allow any compound to get adsorbed on them. They are just porous materials. Porous materials means they have pores in them. So your compound of interest can enter the pore. Okay. It separates molecules based on their size by filtration through a gel. So we know this is a gel permeation chromatography or gel filtration chromatography, and hence it allows the molecules to separate based on their size by a process of filtration through what the gel itself acts as a sieve. Separation occurs when molecules of different sizes are included or excluded from the pores within the matrix. After sample has entered the column, molecules larger than the pores are unable to diffuse into the beads, and so they elute first in the column's void volume. Okay, molecules that range in size between very big and very small can penetrate the pores to varying degrees based on their sizes. If the molecule is smaller than the smallest of the pores on the resin, it will be able to enter the total pore volume. Okay, so there are three conditions here. I told you this gel is porous, right? So it is porous means there is possibility that your compound can enter it. If the compound of your interest has a diameter greater than that of the pore, it is not going to enter the pore. It is going to go without entering the pore. Okay, and if it matches with that of the pore, it will go and enter the pore. And if it is smaller than the pore, it will like to spend more time in the pore, and it is going to go inside the pore for longer duration. So you have to see the larger ones do not enter into the pore, hence they come out first. The medium ones which enter the pores come out next, and the smaller ones which spend more time within the pore will come out last. This is the principle of size exclusion process. Okay, so it is like sending you people along with the little say for example 7 to 8-year-old kids and 1 to 5-year-old kids to a park. There will be various things to play with, right? There are various things to play with. What are you going to do? You're not going to play there, so you're going to come out of the park first. The younger ones who are of the age 7, they will try those games which they can play. They will take a little longer than you and they're going to come out a little later. But this youngest ones who are from 1 to 5, they will enjoy all the games which are present in the park and then they're going to come out last. This is exactly how size exclusion chromatographic principle works. Molecules that enter the total pore volume are eluted last. Consequently, molecules are separated based on their size as they pass through the column and are eluted in order of decreasing molecular weight. So fractionation is based on molecular size and shape of the species in the sample. Samples are eluted isocratically, so there is no need to use different buffers during the separation. You do not need any buffer. So I told you gel filtration chromatography involves aqueous solvents and gel permeation chromatography involves non-aqueous solvents. Okay, this is about the principle. A little bit more about this chromatographic technique. We have seen in affinity chromatography. We had seen that we are going to separate it and then there is a process called salting out, desalting. I had told you in that case that desalting is carried out by using size exclusion chromatography. So group separations, that is desalting, can be done here. This is a common use of size exclusion chromatography, which is used for desalting of protein and nucleic acid samples. The molecule of interest is eluted in the void volume, while smaller molecules are retained in the gel pores. To obtain the desired separation, the gel should have an exclusion limit significantly smaller than the molecule of interest. Fractionation can be done. Molecules with varying molecular weights are separated within the gel matrix. With this separation method, the molecules of interest should fall within the fractional range of the gel. Okay, so there we come to the end of session 1. I hope you have understood. We have covered introduction, types and principle of size exclusion chromatographic technique. Thank you.